Greetings and welcome to Hexed Countered. I'm Joe. In this video, we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Flashpoint Campaign's Cold War. We started a scenario. It was a fairly easy, basic one. One of the comments actually asked about helicopter, the ability of helicopters to carry troops, air mobility. And yes, you do have that in this game. That is one of the things that was added, and one of the things that makes this a pretty solid improvement over the previous two entries in the series. This is just a massive game. I'm really excited about it, and it comes out November 20th. But in the meantime, we have a preview version here that we are taking a look at, and I am going to click Resume Scenario. Now, I did play the first part of it. This is Go West Young Man, and we are playing as the Americans facing some East Germans that are coming in through the Fulda Gap. And we're on the defensive basically, and we've got pretty good defensive positions and have been somewhat pounding on them. But this is rated as an easy scenario, so I think we should be expected to do well. But anyway, we are going to resume this scenario. You might want to watch part one if you want a little bit more background on the scenario and the game itself, because we're just going to kind of jump right into gameplay with the hopes of actually completing the scenario during this session. So I'm going to click resume, and we are now loading, and we are back. So we are the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment here. You can see if I zoom my camera out a little bit, we can see I've got, here are my forces. We have one East German unit. These are tanks. I believe they only have one left. That we are going to hopefully finish off here soon. This guy right here has had a lot of action, and if we come in here and look, where is it? Yeah, so these are, of course, it's infantry with their M3A1 Bradleys, and they've actually been pretty good in terms of what they've done this particular scenario. They've been sitting here since we started and have done some pretty solid work in taking out some of the East German forces that were coming in through this area. They've also kind of tried to sneak in this way, the back door, so to speak. We are centered around Bad Neustadt an der Saale over here, and you can see the objectives as well. So that's enough of the preliminaries. I believe I was ready to actually restart here. We have our artillery here. As you can see, they have an order to fire upon these the enemy up here, and we are going to see that in action here as soon as I start. If you're not familiar with this, you have a command cycle. Ours right now is back to 17 minutes. It briefly went to 19. So there are battlefield situations and so on that will impact how often you get to give commands. And it's on a national level. So some nationalities in the game, and there are a bunch of them, are a little bit quicker with their command and control than others. Typically, you will expect to see the NATO forces be a little bit more adept and adaptable than the Warsaw Pact. And in this case, you can see that the East Germans have a 28-minute command cycle while we have 17, which means we get to give commands more often, so we're a little bit more reactive than they are. So I'm going to hit start, and we're going to go through this here. Now, you can see right here, we've got a sighting. We are also attacking here with our tank. We've got somebody coming up over here. Now, the number down here shows what they are in terms of numbers, right? And the little blue arrow that was there shows well, it's now moving that way. So we destroyed that guy. Now we've got some fire coming from down here, it looks like. Or we're just firing on them, perhaps. It does look like we have explosions here. So we are firing on that spot. I think yeah, we did fire on that spot. We can see the bridges are out here. The X'd out bridge means the bridge has been knocked out, but we do have some intact bridges, plenty of them here in Unsleben and some other places here, Volbach. and so on. And then down here we have a couple bridges that have been knocked out, but many of them remain intact. So our next orders are in 10 minutes as we continue through the cycle here. We've just been attacked here, coming from this direction. They've now displaced or repositioned themselves because I've had them set to do that in case we have some counter battery capability on the East German side. We've just destroyed. They have 9 more though, it looks like. They had 10 T-72s. So we do have some forces coming down here. I'm probably going to need to move some men up. These guys up here are sitting in a overlook position that I thought would be perhaps able to fire on these guys, but they have not yet done so. They may be out of range, but hopefully when they come in range, I think we have line of sight from here. Let's see. We might not be able to toggle that on right now because we're in the command cycle, but we're 2 minutes away. And I will be able to give new orders here. We've got this group of tanks here. They're kind of pushing their way through. These guys are pulling back. You can see by the arrow. They are now moving back to the north. We've got 5 more tanks up here. Okay, so Lieutenant Colonel Crandall, the game resolution phase is now over. The American orders phase is about to begin. All right, so we are at 12:18 hours here on July 20th, 1989. This is the first day of the war, and this scenario runs through 1600. It began at 1000, so we still have about 4 hours left. We're going to proceed here because I really need to shore up this area over here. Now, I do want to see if these guys can actually see. They can. They can see these guys, I believe. Maybe not all that well. This indicates the level of visibility, the numbers, and obviously lower numbers, or maybe not obviously, but lower numbers mean worse visibility. They may be in some beneficial terrain. The concealment's only 20%, cover's only 10%, so that's not that great. And these guys here, contact 122, it's 10 T-72s. We want to take these guys out. Now, they also have pretty low visibility. Now, what's our SOP? Standard operating procedures. So let's see, standoff range, fire discipline. We want all of these guys to fire. Now, if we want to see what the range is, up here you have the unit overlay, and you can see range rings. So they are within the effective range of our gun here with our 4 M1A1s. So I want to fire on them. So I've put it out to maximum, their SOP, right? So you can also, if we look at the SOP manager, right? So you can see combat fire discipline is now max range, relocate within stance only. So we're not really trying to move. We are in concealment mode, and we want to avoid the NBC, nuclear, biological, chemical weapons. Right? So let's, for new orders, okay. Now I think they are out pretty far, but these guys are not. So let's put, they're just outside effective range though, it looks like. I mean, we can still try. There's 7 of them. Well, there were 7. I guess there's 5 left. So let's give this guy an order to barrage them. And we'll do neutralizing. And we're going to say right here, and we're going to say commit. And it's going to tell us or give us the option to determine what we want to use here. And we're going to fire within 5 minutes. We're going to fire 30 rounds. We have 62 left. So eventually we're going to run out of ammunition. We do want to pound these guys as much as possible. I'm actually going to drop this down to 20, and we'll say let's fire it off really quickly. And then our orders are to relocate after we fire, so they should move in a somewhat random direction somewhere to avoid any counter battery, which I have not seen yet, but that does not mean that they don't have the capability. All right, so we're going to exit now, and we're going to close, and now we're good. Okay. Now these guys can fire as well, I believe. Their effective range is, I think that's still turned on, isn't it? It is, yes. So their effective range is out to here. Now let's see what they're, let's look at them. They're out to maximum range as well. All right, so they should also be firing at these guys, but not at these guys. Now we did have a unit all the way down here because I was nervous about them trying to kind of sneak through. We have relatively thin units. Our quality of units is better than the Warsaw Pact, but we don't have as many bodies and vehicles to throw at the enemy. I'm going to actually move these guys up, though. This is a little bit dangerous because we're out at max range right now. So let's put ourselves, let's start here, I guess. So we're going to do a move deliberate because I don't want to move too fast. I'm going to go here. Then we'll go up here. And ultimately, I want to sit here. So we'll hit commit. And then once we get there, we're going to set up as a screen, which will give us the ability to move again. Now, because of the river, we have to go up here to get on to cross on the bridge, which probably is going to put us in range of these guys. Hopefully, they won't be able to see us. Now, we can look at this hex, and it'll tell us things like its elevation, which is 2, right? And it has very little cover or concealment because it's a road, it's a bridge crossing, crossing the river. So, and then these guys up here, that's our line of sight. So we don't see them. And they are, looks like 3. So they're actually higher than this area. So they may be able to see in there, but there is some intervening stuff here. We've got trees and ridges and so on. And this is kind of down in a valley, so maybe they won't be able to see it. But this is a little dicey. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna have these guys. I mean, they're at 79% ammo, so that's still pretty solid. These guys are at 100% ammo. They need to get off their duffs and fire, in my opinion. They are at elevation 3. They do have visibility to here, I believe. Yeah, they do. So we want to fire at them. Now these guys down here have relocated. This is now HQ. So this is the HQ. And they are toting, let's look at this. So that's the tank. And then they have the command vehicle. And up here we have 6 of K. And I'm going to actually, let's send them, let's do move hasty. So we can get a move on here. I want to cross this bridge. And then we want to take the road here. Ultimately go here. And once they get there, we will screen so I can move again. All right. And we have these guys down here as well. They did their job. The enemy had some motorcycle recon down here. I chased them down with this unit and took them out. They currently have orders to move up here. I want to move them this way as well, so I'm going to change these orders. And we're going to do move hasty, and we're going to jump on across this bridge. And we'll go to Stalungen, and then we'll come up this way and finish up let's put them here. You can see their orders have changed. They're going to drive on the road, which will make it faster. So you can see kind of their ETA of 12:44 to get there, and then ultimately to get here 12:51. So that's 23 minutes. Our orders have dropped to 16, and I think that's all I'm going to do at the moment. These guys, they're moving out already. Okay, so we're good. Let's roll. Firing. And we knocked out another one of their tanks. They are getting shelled by somebody, but this is a really good defensive location. Okay, we knocked out that PT-76. They're getting shelled some more. I'm thinking that's probably a mortar, but I don't know for sure. Again, they're in the woods. They've got good dug in. They're dug in some woods on a ridge. They probably, well, by looking at the stats for that hex, they're in pretty good shape. These guys down here. So now the enemy, we know these tanks here, and they have not drawn fire, which is really annoying me because this guy should be firing at them, in my opinion. Now they're moving in that direction, though. Interesting. Okay, so they just relocated again. Now we got a tank. That's 8 tanks. Well, they have, I guess, 1 left. No, they had 8. It said 8 at the bottom. All right, so we're moving. Now we're going to move on to the next phase here. I'm going to have to move these guys because they're not cutting the mustard for me in their current position. I want them to be firing, and they're not. They can't. Well, they're outside the identify ring. They're only at the. They can only see out the classify area. So if we were to move up, the problem is if we move, they are going to be able to see us as well. So turn that off for a moment. How can I get closer to them but be safe while relatively safe while doing it? That is a tricky question. See, the distance is decent. They need to be somewhat closer. They're sitting in a spot that's relatively, I guess, it's in a good spot, I suppose, for them. We do have some units that I think are moving. Are these guys still moving? Yes, they are moving. And we have this guy. That's the HQ. This guy is moving, but has a while to go. I'm going to actually. Where are my. They're up here, my mortars. I might move these guys. Here. That would move them. That would move these guys, I think, into max range. So we're going to do this. We're going to say move hasty. We're going to just go right here. We're going to commit to that. And once they're there, they'll go on call because they're artillery. And I think we want to add barrage after. Here. Okay, we can't do it because they're out of the range. So I can't give them an order apparently to move and then fire. But they will be on call. So anybody who does have eyes on, which would probably be this guy, I would think he'd have eyes on. Somewhat. Like I said, they're in an advantageous spot here, it looks like. All right, I think for now I'm just going to let this ride. So let's go. 16 minutes till our next cycle. So we're moving. Oh, we got somebody firing up here. Oh, they got fired upon, actually. They did find them. Oh, we lost one. I think that's our first loss. Where's this fire coming from? And we lost our artillery. Shoot. Okay, well, that was not good. All right. They're all the way out to 34 minutes, so we're like doubling them up now, which is good. So, okay. Let's see what we got range-wise here. All right, effective. They are within effective range. Look at our SOP here. Maximum range. Relocate after taking indirect fire losses. Let's change this to after receiving any fire. Support passengers. Do or die. Actually, let's do that. Yes. So that's how you change it for the whole group of similar units. Turn that off. Now, they're within effective range. Why are you not firing on them? Let's see. General ambush. What does that do? Don't relocate. Fight at max range. High loss tolerance. Well, that sounds right to me. They must not be able to see these guys. All right. Max range. I'm going to move them up. Well, they're still moving, actually. But these guys, They're moving there. These guys, I believe, are in place. They are. All right. One more here. Oh, we got more. We got more armor coming. Oh, they moved. I'm going to move these guys up. Take kind of a circuitous route to bring them up around behind the keep them down here where they probably won't be exposed to direct fire from these tanks, and then maybe try and bring them up in here, get them into these woods, and then perhaps move them here to finish, or maybe there would be better. Come on. I think there's a way to move this. Ooh, I don't know that I want to do that. Can't do this. And then do that? What? No, I want you to go here. And I guess we need to add a new... Well, we'll just move them there for now. I do not want them up here being exposed. That's dumb. Why would they go down there when they could be up here? No. All right, we got it now. That's what we want to do. Okay. I'm gonna have to move these guys. We have to attack these tanks, but they're just not in a good spot. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna move. Let's move hasty to start with, and we're gonna go here. Then we'll go down to the road. We'll go there. here. Let's move our HQ. All right, we're going to roll here. 17 minutes. Oh boy, here they come. They're coming in force now. Okay. I think I'm just going to let it ride. I think the orders I gave before are still pretty much in concert with what I'm trying to do here. All right, they are where I wanted them to be. And we took out a T-72. Finally putting some fire on those tanks. Mm. Oh boy. All right, we're taking losses now. What's their situation? Looks like their readiness is good. 78 supply. I think they're probably okay. Let's pull these guys back. Oh, I wanted them there. No, 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 no. Let's get out of there while we can. How's my tank doing here? What do we got ETA wise? 13:43. 2 minutes to there. 7 at 6. We'll get to Walthausen at 54. Okay, that's within the next order loop. So let's let it ride, I think. Yep. Yep, they got destroyed. All right, that works. These guys here are tough, man. These T-72s, we've only knocked out one. We need more than this. Okay, let's take care of this. We need to move these guys up. So I'm going to move. Shoot. We'll move deliberate. I'm going to go up here and here. Then here. Then maybe we'll go here. Let's see what the pathway, let's see what pathway that gives us. I'm going to dig in. I think that's probably good. I think I probably shouldn't have taken them all the way out here. I should have, but I was thinking I was going to come up here and maybe come in and try and hit them in the side, but these guys are already engaging them in that direction, so that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. What are these guys doing? They're just sitting there. Move them too. Move deliberate. And let's see. There are no roads up here, so this is going to take a little while. Let's move them there. I think that's probably good enough. I'll let them hold. That's an interesting pathing, but I guess you get the road here. What's up with this hex? Cover 60, concealment 68, mobility. That's not bad. I'll take it. All right, and then up here, I think we're okay. All right, let's go. They're dropping their stuff on us again. Now they're getting hit. They're at the start of their command cycle too, so they just gave some new commands as well. All right, enough with the shelling. Let's go. My tank's moving. And we just lost another scout there, and they pulled out. Why are they not moving? Why did they not move? Well, that's fine. And we lost eyes on this unit in here, I guess. Didn't see much going on up here except for them getting shelled again. Red crossed hatch terrain is impassable. Red hatched is slow go. Solid blue hexes. Built up areas, road network. Okay. All right. I would like my men to move this time. Like, why are my tanks not? There they go. Finally. Alright, that was not bad. Knocked out 3 of their tanks up here. These guys took some losses. These guys took a loss, it looks like. Alright, let's look at what we got here. Leave that be for now. Alright, in here, what's our sit rep? Unit status dead. Unit status dead. Okay. Intelligence. Reported kills. So we've killed 62 units, including 40 tanks. That's enemy sit rep. Couple units there, some units down here. 20 to 30 tanks. All right. Well, we're an hour and a half, a little less than an hour and a half out from being done with the scenario here. All right, let's roll again. Proceed. I'm glad I moved that armor, because we are doing solid work over there. Solid work. Push them. Punish them. Punish them. Oh, we lost one. Lost another one. Shoot. Now we lost a third one. Heavy duty tank duel going on over here. Now it's 13 to 1 here. Just a matter of time before they knock the last tank out. Well, they didn't. That's good. All right. Wondering if I should move these guys out. We get just over an hour left. Victory status. How we doing? Well, we're in the green. Got marginal win right now. $54 to 46 in terms of victory points. All right. Let's move these guys. Well, I don't know. 66, 74. Nation 1. Nation 2. To get there, though, is a pain. I think we'd have to get on this road and then cross and maybe go up here. The cover here is not great, though. I mean, that's really not good at all. This guy up. Let's see what we got here. 72 and 84. But I don't think we wouldn't have line of sight from there. Yeah, they can't really see them from where they are. There's not a ton of cover here. That's the problem. I'm going to send them, though. We're going to move deliberate. Come down to here. I'm going to cross. Try to get to here. And then there. And then we're going to hold. Why would they do that? Might as well just do that. This is a little risky, and it's going to take us 20 minutes, 22 minutes to get there. Okay. Ugh. Well, it's just a matter of time. Okay. This sucks. And we got these guys up here. Can they see that? See this? They seem to be able to. Don't need to do that then. There's no shortage of enemy tanks, apparently. All right. Well, we got about 3 or 4 more command cycles here. Knocked out 2 more. Knocked out another one up there. This is more like it. I think we might have got him now. All right, knocked them out of there. They're pulling back. Okay, well, while they're on the run, oh boy, Let's pull these guys out. Over here and there. I don't love this, but we should just do this straight. No. That's interesting. To change their SOP here. Movement. Concealed. See, there we go. That's what I want. All right. Now we're going to take this guy and we're going to move them up here, I think. I'm just going to do move hasty. I want them there fast. I'm going to go to this bridge and I'm going to go right there. I'm going to dig in. And I think I'll leave these up here alone and we're going to go. All right. And they're taking fire again. Somewhere up in here. All right, they're coming again. Knocked out another one. Two left, they're pulling back. All right, they pulled back. Now we're getting shelled again. All right. I'm just going to keep rolling here. I think we're in as good a spot as we're going to be at this point. Oh, there we go. Knocked out two of them. Good. This is good. The more we knock out, the better for our victory points. Keep hitting them. Hitting them with those wire-guided missiles, man. Knocked them out. Beautiful. All right. And we're 3 minutes from the end of the scenario, so let's just roll it out and finish it up. It's over. All right. Tactical win. All right. Our command congratulates you and rates your performance as competent and professional. Plymouth Armored Cavalry Regiment finished the battle with 51% oof, by victory point value of its subunits combat ready. It claimed 16 reconnaissance, 63 tanks, 3 infantry, and 3 headquarter enemy unit subunits. Your force took shattering losses, 43% permanent, 5% falling out. And recovering the other 2 fallen out subunits will require time we can ill afford. You may browse all remaining units. All right, well, we won, but we didn't do as well as we thought. So we can see here we can do some rating on the beta site, but we won't worry about that right now. Not terrible. Tactical win. I'll take it. This says 63 to 37. So current percentage of starting forces, we were just over half, and they have just under 1/3. Close that. They have 2 tanks up here. What else do they got? Oh, look at this. Got all this stuff. Got some stuff out there. So they had some oomph. These were the SOBs that were shelling my tanks, but these guys had such a good position that they did not take any losses, which cannot be said for the other tank force, which was wiped out. All right, well, that's going to do it for this one. I do want to thank you for watching. I will give a quick shout out to my members, Tom Marshall, Guardian, and the newly joined up member, Stephen Allen. They are all in the countered level, which is the second tier. And of course, Pedro Santos, who is in the Hexed tier. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you're interested in becoming a member, there is a join button you can click to get more information, watch a video, find out what it's all about, and ultimately make a decision. But that's it in terms of that. Let's move on to thanking you for watching the video and asking if you would consider liking, sharing, and if you're not a subscriber, perhaps subscribing to the channel. You can hit the bell and get notified when new videos appear. Otherwise, I do hope you'll come back and check out future entries here on the Hexed Countered channel, but that is going to do it for now. So here on the Hexed Countered channel, I am Joe, and until next time, happy gaming.